Good morning to everybody who's watching my vlog. Today is a Saturday and it's a sunny day. So we're outside, we're at the park because the weather is nice, it's sunny. The previous days it was cloudy and rainy, so when the weather is nice, we're taking advantage of it. Although the temperature is a bit low, I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius now. And as you can see, the trees are green, yellow, orangey because it's autumn now here in the UK. So we're just enjoying. My boys are in there in front of me, they're playing. Max is having a blast. And baby Romeo is also in the stroller. So this vlog is just a story time because I want to share to you guys my experiences during my pregnancy when I had a bleeding. So I had of course I had two pregnancies, and in every pregnancy I had experienced bleeding. So I'm gonna tell you the story first of when I had Max. So when I was pregnant with Max, about 10 weeks, I had like a lot of bleeding, and of course it was alarming. We were very concerned, so we went straight to A&E. So in A&E they took my blood. I've done internal examination as well, and then everything was okay. And then the next day I was booked for the ultrasound, just to make sure that the baby is still there, it's still alive. And the next day it was still okay, everything seems okay during the test, and they just told us to continue to monitor and make sure that there are no episodes of bleeding again, which it never happened. Good thing. And although I think with Max, with my first pregnancy, that was actually the indication of a more concerning problem, which later on, at around 20 weeks time, we found out that the baby was small. So at the time, we were told that the baby was small for his age. We eventually later on learned that it was a problem with the placenta, because the placenta is not really providing sufficient blood and nutrients to the fetus in the womb. So that ended to me having an emergency delivery at 28 weeks, where Max was only 500 grams. So when we look back to the bleeding experience, I think that was really the problem with the placenta. That's why I had the bleeding. Good thing that we did the scans immediately. We kept on monitoring the pregnancy. However, in the end, it was safer for the baby, for Max, to be delivered rather than for him to stay inside the womb, because again, he's not really getting enough nutrients to survive inside, and there was a big chance that he won't even make it. So that was my experience with bleeding, and obviously that wasn't a good outcome. Although it was still okay, a good outcome, because Max is here, Max is alive. Although he stayed in NICU for 3 months, it was a very difficult, pregnancy, delivery. What's a different phase for us as parents, and of course for Max, because he had to endure everything. And even after birth, he had to undergo surgeries and tests and everything, but he's still here, so we're very grateful for that. For my second pregnancy, I also experienced another bleeding when I was pregnant. So it was when I was 26 weeks and 5 days pregnant with baby Romeo. So the bleeding, compared to the first one, it was not as much blood. It was just, I would say, just spotting really. But then of course we still have blood, and it's not a good sign. So I was actually working long day. I was at work, and then I went to the toilet. I saw the blood, and I immediately phoned the triage for the maternity in the hospital, and they said, okay, just come here, and then we'll do some tests. So I immediately went there. So they did again blood test. They checked again internal examination. They did a scan, which actually for this second pregnancy I already have every 2 week scan because of my history with my first pregnancy. So it was more monitored during my pregnancy with baby Romeo. And then the only thing that they found was with the CTG. So it's like a machine that would check the contraction and the heartbeat of the baby for a certain amount of time, and it's the machine who will actually determine if you pass or fail. So it can take as short as 10 or 15 minutes, and it will say, okay, you passed, or it will take 1 hour, which then will say, it's not a pass, it's a fail. So if in that case you have to do it again. So in my case it actually took 1 hour, and at the very end, it was almost at the 60-minute mark, the heart rate of the baby went down. So they were saying it's a deceleration of the heart rate, which isn't a good sign. But it was not like a constant deep of the heart rate. It was just like maybe 1 or 2 that it happened. But then at that time the doctors were very concerned, and again, because of my previous history with my pregnancy and delivery, so they were more concerned. And in that case, actually, they told me to stay in the hospital. I was even transferred to a bigger hospital in the city, and I was monitored there, and I had to stay for 3 nights, I think. So this is just constant checking of blood pressure, the obs, checking of the baby's heartbeat, which, by the way, it went stable. So there was no exact explanation of why I had the bleeding. They can't tell me, but what they did was just, of course, to monitor and make sure that I was stable before I was discharged back home. And for baby Romeo, for my second pregnancy, it actually went up to 38 weeks before I was booked for my cesarean delivery, and he was weighing 2.8 kilograms, which was really nice. Okay guys, sorry about the interruption. I'm just feeding the baby right now because he's hungry. You can see him there. It's very windy, so we just put the cover for the stroller so it won't get very cold. With bleeding with baby Romeo, it was actually a very unpleasant experience because I had to stay in the hospital, and mind you, this hospital is an hour away from our town, from where we live. and of course we have Max as well, so my husband couldn't really stay with me in the hospital, so that means I had to stay there alone. They'll just come and visit every day, but they couldn't really stay because of course it's a hospital and Max is a toddler. Yeah, it was really tough, but luckily the baby was fine. The doctors were happy for me to be discharged because there were no decelerations anymore. My blood pressures were okay. I think they're very concerned also of my blood pressure. Probably they're thinking of preeclampsia or something like that. But my blood pressure were fine. They're not high or anything. So yeah. Right now that is all, guys. So we're just gonna enjoy again the weather. It's very sunny, and we'll probably go home soon. So that is all. Look at how nice the weather is, and the sun is what we need right now in this cold weather. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye bye. Ready, steady, go! Wow! Big boy, high five! Ay, very good. Oh, what's that? Insect. It's a dead insect. Let's go now. Let's start walking. Let's go to the library. Come on. Ganito ka high-tech. Yan.
Personal na siya dito na.
Trucks. Polar bear.